Okay, so we're joined by manager Josh Wright after St Albans won Ebbsfleet 0. Josh, just your thoughts on that game?
How we looked was probably because of how we've worked the last couple of days, and I'm trying not to use it as not so much an excuse, but we see it straight away. So we've come into this being a Wednesday with 2 tough days. We retested the boys yesterday in terms of all the fitness testing that we've done, and I think a little bit would have been seen earlier in pre-season when we first come back. Some tough running, but some different stuff on the pitch, off the pitch. But we wanted to do it, we needed to do it, and it just fell that way. But the whole point of pre-season is that we're coming into games having worked very hard. This is the last batch of it. This is the last week of it, if you like, where they were going to have a tough week, because we didn't want to just have those first 3-4 weeks and then completely come off of it for a couple of weeks before we go into the game. And I just felt tonight, Katie, we looked a little bit leggy, especially 3-4 boys. I didn't want to make the substitutions, but I did it out of not so much fear, but just cautious in terms of how they looked with their legs and how they were feeling sort of in and around the first half and at half time. And it isn't an excuse, it's just a fact. But at the same time, credit to St Albans. They posed us a good threat. They posed us, their shape first half was causing us problems, and we had to tweak something at half time. And I thought second half we looked a lot better in terms of our shape out of possession. And it was just our little final ball, our final product in the final third that we wasn't quite getting right. The pitch played long, but it was the same for both pitches. It was a very long, dry pitch, but we just couldn't really get that flow. But at the same time, we've still had openings, we've still had chances. First half, second half, we scored a goal. I'm told it's onside, but I'm not sure. But it's irrelevant. Listen, everyone is saying it's on, but if it was a league game, I'd be badgering about it. But my main concern, my main focus was to get through the night again. We've come through it injury-free, I believe, albeit very leggy, a group of them. The team going into the game on Saturday should be a little bit fresher with a recovery day tomorrow, and then we'll go a little bit lighter on Friday, going into bit Saturday. And but as I say, all in all, it was a good test. We come up against a decent side. We stuck at it. We ran hard. We tried to play hard. And can we be better? Of course we can. Of course we can be better. But we dug in, and where the boys are leggy like that, they're going to be a lot sharper, a lot fitter, a lot snappier, which is what we lacked. But when we go into a league game and they go into it fresher.
And as you mentioned there, a number of players played 90 minutes, and as well, the ones that did come off, they all came off unscathed as far as we're aware. Does that show the level of fitness that you've done throughout the off-season? Yeah,
look, it's, as I say, that there tonight, as much as it's a game, it's a competitive football game. I looked at it as another training conditioning day in terms of getting the fitness into the boys and into the legs. Even the ones that weren't involved tonight worked today. They did a bit. They got stuff into their legs. So the main thing is that we came through it, and the boys that got their 90 minutes and the others that are maybe a little bit higher on minutes or a little bit leggier or more fatigued did a little bit less. But that's where we're at. That's what pre-season's for. Next week will be all geared towards the first game of the season, and it will be a lighter week. It'll be more tactical. It'll be stuff in possession, out of possession, working towards how we're going to win football games when it comes to league stuff. Right now, it's about working the boys. It's about grafting, getting it into their legs. And the numbers tells us yesterday after the testing, repeating the testing, how fit we are. They came back fit, and they're even fitter and stronger now. And it's all about balancing it now, coming off them a little bit as the week goes on, and then obviously into next week before the start of the season.
And we're coming to the end of pre-season. Obviously, we've only got now Dartford away on Saturday left. How would you summarise the pre-season programme as a whole, as the squad?
It's been a really, really positive pre-season. It's been a really, really, really good few weeks. The boys have taken on board and given absolutely everything, because it's been tough. And anyone who's been in the inside will know that, but I'm sure words get out and whispers get out. The boys have been put through their paces, you know, and we haven't come off of them. We've not had a spell where we've allowed them to come off of it, but at the same time, they've drove it themselves, because that's the type of group they are. And standing here right now, I couldn't have asked for any more from them, you know, because we can only put it on, we can only ask them to do it, and they have to control it. We can manage it, but they've got to control it, and that's exactly what they've done. And I've been really, really pleased with them. Really pleased. Also on the eye, in the majority of the games that we've played, we've looked good, we've looked sharp, we've looked snappy. Tonight's the first time we look leggy, but as I said, that's expected after the last couple of days that we've had, and I didn't want to lose out on them days. I didn't want to just prioritise this pre-season friendly, if you like, over getting the work into the boys, and then us falling behind on that fitness work and testing stuff that we needed to do. So, but on the whole, it's been a really, really good pre-season. There's still a few days left. And then the way I look at things is, as of next Monday coming up, it's the start of the season, if you like, that week going into it.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Josh, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.